Franklin is one of the 10 best guitarists in the world, Jamaican. From the album Havana to Kingston. Why you love Sion Robbie for this album, yeah? From Havana to Kingston. This is the Stepping Razor, the art of war. We're there with you on next Thursday. We'll go through the pieces. Very interesting program last week. Stir up a whole heap of things. So we're going to continue the same program this week. And from a different angle. Okay, because apparently the whole nation wake up towards what transpired from the program last week. And we got a statement from the Jamaica Constabulary Force about the brethren, and we are going to have the Jamaica Constabulary Force person representing the Jamaica to refute, because that is all about, refute what the brother was saying. And we're going to continue other aspects of it too, because it's a very important part of the whole thing and what transpired since him say what him say to know. But we continue. So stay tuned, we continue. This is the Stepping Razor, the art of war. Yes, raging fire. This is the Stepping Razor. We see some things are going on right now. And the criminality we're going in Westmoreland last week, all maneuvering. You hear how much people them hold on at Westmoreland, young? Over 100 people them hold on at Westmoreland, you know. And they must, I don't remember how much them say them arrest. But why I want to bring up that, and I start to really reflect on some things where I hear over and over, that if so much people dead down at Westmoreland, and them hold so much people in less than a week and charge some of them, and them never call a state of emergency, do we really need a state of emergency then? That is really something where I think over in my head, you know. Because if them saturate down at Westmoreland to the point where in a less than a week, them all 100 people without a state of emergency. Them never did have to call a state of emergency for all 2,000 people in St. Catherine. Them could have saturated the place, said we here. So the state of emergency make me start to rethink certain thinking when we never really had think in terms of the rights of the citizen. Where the state of emergency take away some of your rights and you are asked by the government to give up some of your rights because it is needed to quell the crime and violence, especially in a St. James. My argument is that if them could have done what them doing in Westmoreland without the state of emergency, can somebody please explain to me, this naive person, why it couldn't be done in a St. James without the state of emergency, or in Denham Town without the state of emergency? Because we have now, between January and today, as we speak, the crime rate for the corresponding time is way, not just like 3%, 2%, 5%, it gone out of proportion, especially in a Westmoreland. So if Westmoreland under siege by the security forces, why them can't do that in the other parishes? All them are wait till 12 people get murdered in a St. Mary now. And then see them saturate the place. Because really and truly, everybody did that cry, say, why you not have a state of emergency for the whole island? That's a whole heap of people that say that. Why you not just have a state of emergency for the whole island? Them say, all right, give them the what available to them and this and that. It will be not feasible to have the state of emergency all over the place. All right. So them call it in a St. James and them say, them boast. And a matter of fact, when the social thing did look like it at work, the Prime Minister come out and say, see, then now them can't sleep with them door open. I want to know who upper what them call the place, who upper Mount CLM and sleep with them door open. Because if you sleep with the door open, the asbestos from over the hospital going to come over the fire. So watch it. And now me I say no, if the social prevent a whole heap of the shooting where they go on, which a lot of shooting wasn't going on in the first instance. And then them call a state of emergency and them say crime rate gone down like, wow, you can't just say yes, crime is almost null in a St. James. And then them go, so meanwhile them a deal with St. James, bam, Denham Town. No big whole heap of crime never really go on at Denham Town, but them hold it off, let's say, and say Denham Town. And then see them go so bam, because some whole heap of killing start going on at St. Catherine and extortion until it's a bam, St. Catherine. And them hold 2,000 people on St. Catherine there, and Lego must say 1,000 and other them and all them really. And then now them go so bam, and them have this thing go on and them keep extending it. And then bam, we hear say some people get shot, 20 or 19 people get shot in a Westmoreland. All of a sudden, in less than a week, them hold 100 people. And the state of emergency not down there. The state of emergency down there. So it has shown me as a naive person, say, them can do something, but them have to be like, it's like proactive, reactive, all the active them can do, them active. Them get active down there, you know. Because all the minister, Mr. Chang gone down there, you know. The opposition, them gone down, everybody gone down there, you know. Everybody gone down there. So what going to happen now when them gone down there and hold all of the man them and them catch a man them and then you say 20 people get shot in a Portland or in a St. Mary or in a St. Andrew, which are St. Andrew wild too, you know. So then St. Andrew wild. So me don't know. It make me try to figure out something I made now that me I say something we can't say fishy. Yeah, something fishy, raw. Something raw. Something that smell good. Something that smell good, Rasta. Because them ask for extension. Them ask for extension of the what them call it, divine intervention. A divine intervention, you know. Them fees a divine intervention now why the crime rate gone down in a St. James, you know. Yeah, them, click it. I say, yes, this is the stepping razor. So me just go through my little mind here, so where, you know, me I say that them obviously move quick because the thing looks so horrible, which horrible things go on every day. St. James, horrible things that are go on. St. Catherine, horrible things that are go on. But there's something that, and why they move so quick, and this is my thinking, does not represent the voice of IRFM, nor Young, nor Shamara, nor Brian Wayne, so it's me I say this. The reason why I seen say them move so quick on this thing, you know, is because of the idea that crime gone down, murder gone down in a St. James, and people, which I said it last week, people that feel so secure in them insecurity that, well, you know, so much killing now go on at St. James now, we can't just breathe a little sigh of relief. And then all of a sudden them see that explode. It's like a fright. It's like them frightened, just like Jamaican. Them same one frightened too. The minister, the prime minister, everybody, them get frightened because it's like, how the hell we have state of emergency in Jamaica? And murder rate gone down in one of the biggest murder places in Jamaica. And this could happen just almost next door to the parish where we are work with. It's like a traumatic experience. And I said that last week. We are traumatized. We are traumatized to the point where right now, at any moment, we are expecting something worse to happen than what happening in Westmoreland. Because when the thing said it couldn't worse, it was a ra. I don't understand. A brother called me last night and said, boy, Mutabaruka, you have to check that this can be an outside influence, something outside Iraq. inside of Jamaica, you know. Because these people only move when them react to something. Them react to it. So them are dealing with reactive movement, reactive situation, pan a situation where need some stopping. Other countries do it. Other countries do it. I've been saying that from a company's program. Why them don't go to some country where it's worse than Jamaica and find out what kind of thing the people them put in place? What them put in place for lower them crime rate, them murder rate. We're not at civil war. Jamaica, we are not at civil war. How the hell so much people are get murdered and we're not there at civil war? The man them find some gun down at Westmoreland. Oh, no, wait there. Them know about the criminal. Yeah, wait, true. My brethren just talked about it a while ago, and this is a serious thing. How them know how much gang in our area? Then if you know how much gang in the area, more than like you know the people them. Then you can't take a grip of the gang them if you know how much gang in our area. You have to you come to that conclusion? No more some investigation into that though. Why you know how much gang in the area? If you do the investigation, you must come up and contact with some of the gang man member them. So always on when the murder, the gang man them kill some people now, we hear the reaction and people react to it. It's a madness. It's a madness. We cannot keep reacting to something. We have to go before the thing and call it proactive. You can't react to the thing. And so every time something going to happen, we're going to react to it. Then little more, we can't just send the Russian and the American and just blow up Jamaica Rasta. Because one way along the line, the whole of we going to get caught tonight. Yeah, we just blow up Jamaica and then we don't have to worry about our loved one dead because we the dead too. We don't have to go to no funeral because no funeral now go keep. Because nobody now go there to keep no funeral. I do understand this thing. I do understand the thing. Why are we so reactive? We set up a government just now to figure out certain things that you can feel secure. Mr. Prime Minister, Jamaican people don't feel secure. And when I talk about crime gone down like, man grab a man bag round the sun and all them. No, we are talking about murder. Murder we are working with you now. MURDERRTLP. And that we are talking about. What am I spell it wrong? We're not laughing. And that's some murder MURDERTTP. That's what it's spelled. I don't never go to school. No, that's a serious thing. How the hell something can happen in a thriller in a Westmoreland last week. And then on the next day, when we left that Thursday, the next day when I identify how much gang down there. And then the next 2 days when I catch how much people down there. And then when I arrest how much people down there. More than likely when I arrest the right people them. More than likely the people them on the charge is the same man them. More than likely. Then how we didn't know that these people exist in the community. And then wait till the man them murder Picnic. 2-year-old Picnic. The man lay down over him Picnic and then shoot the man and move the Picnic and shoot the little Picnic. Oh, no wait till all these things happen. And the whole of the run gone down the so. So when you mean and you down the so, we don't think I got now at St. Mary now. Not even Bobby Montague uncle can save you from them gunman there. Because look how long him work, you and it can't work. I don't understand these people anyway. News time.
Good afternoon. I am Primrose Oliver with the local and international headlines. The Press Association of Jamaica, the PAJ, is calling for the government to resume, as a matter of urgency, the traditional post-cabinet press briefings. There have been no post-cabinet briefings held since the start of the year. The last such briefing was held last November last year. PAJ President Dion Jackson Miller says the government seems to have effectively abandoned the post-cabinet press briefings, and this is unacceptable. She notes that the weekly meetings have been the forum in which reporters have been able to question government ministers on matters arising from the weekly cabinet meetings, as well as other issues of national interest as they arise. A man was shot and killed at a bar along Studio One Boulevard in Kingston last evening. That is 31-year-old Christopher Samuels of Greenwich Park, Kingston 5. Reported that sometime after 9 p.m. Samuels was among a group of patrons at a bar along Studio One Boulevard. Two men posing as customers entered the establishment and brandished handguns. The men opened fire, hitting Samuels all over his body before escaping. He was pronounced dead at hospital. And in news overseas, U.S. President Donald Trump will meet North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in Singapore on June 12. The U.S. president tweeted, quote, "We will both try to make it a very special moment for world peace," end quote. In March, Mr. Trump stunned the world by accepting an invitation to meet the North Korean leader for an unprecedented sit-down. The pair had previously exchanged insults and threats. The breakthrough came after landmark talks between North and South Korea. Mr. Trump's announcement came hours after he welcomed home 3 U.S. detainees released by North Korea. Finally, women activists have criticized 2 of India's major political parties who have made sanitary towels a key promise for upcoming state elections. India's ruling party and the Congress Party, which rules the southern state of Karnataka, have promised free sanitary pads to all women if they are elected. The pledge comes after India imposed a 12% tax on sanitary products in July, causing much anger and protests, but activists are not convinced. And those were the local and international headlines. Major news is next at 5:45. From the RFM Newsroom, I'm Primrose Oliver.
I go through the paces of the things and the times. We say Kanye West, upon the lips of ones and ones when say slavery is a choice. Slavery is a choice. Some government minister in Nigeria send him a message say they will pay his airfare and everything that is necessary for make him come down to Nigeria and go through the dungeons them and all the places that slaves pass. And then, when him leave, if he would have said the same thing, that slavery is a choice. Because I don't know of no one, whether it's Cape Coast in Ghana, whether it's Gambia, whether it's Senegal, whether it's Nigeria, who pass through them dungeons there and feel like, say, it's a choice why people choose to come here as Africans, choose to come here as slaves. But then now we can look on it on the next level, because right now, a whole heap of people, you know, we keep mentioning Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman say, I have freed many, hundreds of slaves, but I could have freed more only if they knew they were slaves. I could have freed many, but only them know if them know them were slaves. So really and truly, a whole heap of people insist and persist to be slaves right now because of ignorance, lack of information. I just get complacent in them slavery. And we always talk about mental slavery, where Marcus Garvey say, none but ourselves can free us. You know, people keep reiterating that it's Bob Marley word. It's a quote from Marcus Garvey. The emancipate yourself from mental slavery is a quote from Marcus Garvey. Just like how until the philosophy, the song that Bob Marley sing named War, is a speech that Haile Selassie gave, and Bob Marley put it to music. That's a speech he gave. So it's not Bob Marley words. A lot of Bob Marley great songs was not written by Bob Marley. You know, Buffalo Soldier and all them songs there, it's not Bob Marley write them. No Woman No Cry, and, you know, we can call out many of them. but it's Bob Marley sing it. So sometimes when a man write a song, and the man who sing it, because that is who you hear, is him get the praise. Like Buju Banton sing a tune, say murderer, and then him say kill I today, you can't kill I tomorrow. It's my words them that. And it's not Buju Banton write that song. It's him brethren. And him brethren no say him get them words there from Mutabaruka. So the reason why we are going through all of that is to say that a lot of people right now make a choice, but the choice is not what we call representing how them react if they knew they were slaves. Just like when Harriet Tubman said, I could have freed more if they only knew they were slaves. So today is not really a choice. If we really want to look at it the other way, we still come up with the argument, which is in the negative, that if you are numb and dumb to a situation, it's not that you choose the situation. It's just that you don't know. Because possibly if you knew, you would try to free yourself. And some of us now, those shackles from our foot. When our ancestors saw the shackles, them use sledgehammer and chisel and lick off the shackle and run away. Nowadays, we have the shackle for our brains. But because we don't see no shackle, we feel it's not slavery. You know, it's like a certain animal. Certain animal, you tie them up and put them in a cage. And you left, and them go there for years, them are going at the cage there. One day you left the cage door open. And them come out of the cage and go right back into the cage. And that is where we are now. We're in a situation where the door open, but the ignorance of the slave don't permit him to move out of that bondage. Him still see himself not as a slave. But all the system and all the surroundings show say him is a slave. And those of us who are aware of what slavery is all about, tell him that, and then I'm start to fight you too. Say him is not a slave because he can't do what he want to do. And most of the things what we do have nothing to do with how we think and our conscious effort to do something that is us. Anyway, listen up. Special Pot Dry is up next. You know, we just say, seriously, slavery, I don't know who choose to be slave unless you want to go free other slave. And you find that the only way you can free the slave is become slave. To do the thing. But we need to understand, say, nothing represent a choice in slavery. Listen up, Special Pot Dry is up next. We're going to go back into this story last week where this brethren claimed that he impersonated being a police for years. And he was in prison. That is where we met him. I was introduced to him by a warder. And the warders called him over and showed me, and said, this brother have a story. Well, last week program went all over the place. And the police, them was very upset. So they sent something here and say, what the brethren are saying, it's not valid. He wasn't in the police force for 8 years or 7 years. I want him to say 8 years? I heard him to say 7. Anyway. It is impossible that it could be that way. So we want to is them that? Okay. We have Mr. Hope says is it she? Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mutabaruka. Yes, it's me. It's ASP Daily Garrett of CSU.
All right, I know you're from somewhere.
I'm not sure. I have seen you around, but I can't recall if we have formally met.
Okay. Your name Garrick.
Yes, Garrick.
I know so much Garrick.
Yes, from St. Anne. My father is from St. Anne.
Oh, you're related to Neville Garrick?
Not that I know.
Oh, him used to draw Bob Marley's album covers.
Oh.
Oh, you don't know him?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right. So, obviously, the department have heard this interview that you did. And given what the brother was saying, you have some problems with what he was saying.
Would the JCF have some problem? Because what
the JCF, I mean, yes, the JCF.
It's a serious contradiction from reality.
Okay.
It's fueled by a colorful and vivid imagination.
Yes.
And his account is really not in keeping with reality. It's far from logic.
All right, so me could ask a question.
Go ahead.
Are you refuting that he impersonate a police, or the length of time that him say him do the impersonation?
He impersonated a police, and he was convicted for it and spent 2 years behind bars.
Yes, okay.
He is actually 25 years old. He's from a St. Catherine address, and he has had several run-ins with the law, going back as far to 2011, when he was convicted for larceny and spent 6 months in.
That's 2011.
Bars. That's 2011, right?
Yes.
In 2013, he had his second conviction, this time for 2 counts of illegal possession of firearms and ammunition, and spent some time again behind bars. In 2015, he was convicted for a third time, this time for impersonating a police. And this incident emanated from a car that was stolen, and he reportedly positioned himself, reaching out to the person, saying that he was a police and he would investigate. It was borne out quickly by the person from whom the car was stolen that something was off, and that matter was reported to the police. And within 2 weeks, he was arrested and charged because he was putting himself out there as an investigator from MOCA. That's the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency.
That was the last time?
That was the last conviction.
All right, let's go to the first time. What was he? What happened? Give us a rundown of what happened when he was in prison the first time.
The first time in 2011, he was arrested for housebreaking and larceny, and convicted for 6 months for the larceny.
Okay, and that was 2011.
2011.
You have an idea the month, like?
Yes, I do have the information. Just 1 sec. That was in November of 2011.
Oh, that's the end of the 11. All right.
Right.
And then when he spent 6 months in prison, you say?
Right. He spent 6 months in prison.
Oh, so he would have come out 2012.
Right.
And then what time again them hold him again for the gun?
He was arrested in May of 2012 for the firearm.
Okay.
And he was convicted in January of 2014 for that.
Yeah. So that means now, and how long him spending in prison that now? 2014, that's how long him spend there, so now?
He was given, for the firearm, he was given 12 months, and for the ammunition, 6, but chances are it went concurrently, so he would have spent probably just 12 months.
And then now, in 2015, he was arrested again and charged and get 2 years.
Right, this time for impersonating the police.
All right. So the police force is saying that given the charges at the time, there's no way he could have been impersonating a police for the time when him say him do it.
There is no way. The age would not allow it either, because if he is 25 today, his current age is 25. And he has stated that he has spent 8 years in the police force.
When you say, you know that he was 25 today? No. What is it? What you have there that say he's 25? Oh, to get cut off? I want to forget. Watch it, you know. Which one of the phone them? A Flow or a digital have there? Watch it, you know. Watch it, you know. What I deal with? Oh, you can't go cut off that. Believe you me. My start use 2 candles card and a piece of card, you know. Right? You think anyway, we're going to get her forward. We have to get her forward. There's no way we'll have to get her forward. Wow, what a thing. All right, click it. I'm going to try this again.
I'm back with you, Muta.
All right, yes. I was saying to you that the age, you say he's 25 now?
Right, he is 25 now.
Okay, so remember born 1988?
Not at all. From our records, he was born in 1992.
Not from his birth certificate?
These are the official records that we have for him on file.
No, I know that, but I'm just asking if the official record and when he was born could be have some discrepancy. No?
It would, because of what the timeline that he was given, that he had served in the force for 8 years.
No, not talking about the official records and his age. Okay. I'm just trying to talk about his birthday, his birth. If it's officially that he's 25 now, and I'm just asking if it is on his birth certificate that he is 25 now, or it was on his birth certificate that he was born 1988. She gone again? Watch out, man. Oh, that never did happen last week, Rasta. I'm going to get vexed now. I'm going to get vexed, Rasta, because put on an next advertisement, meanwhile. Here we are again.
Oh, here we are. I hope this time.
It looked like they wanted to stay here with me, you know. All right. What I was asking is, if the official records is from his birth certificate.
That would be the means for which verification or some other form of valid identification, such as a passport.
From his passport?
Normally, you would get a valid verification from some authentic document to establish proof of
birth.
Right.
Okay. All right. You see, all right. I'm not defending him, but I'm just trying to get something clear, because what happened, I went into the prisons.
Yeah.
Right? Me and Tony Rebel, Queen Ifrica, and the Angel, and a warder introduced me to this man. And some other warder saying, Muta, you want to hear that brother your story? So apparently, the story was in the prison that this man was a police outside of the thing, right? What I'm trying to find out now, warders sometimes are police. I mean, like a police could become a warder.
We would have had persons who have crossed from various organizations. But just to let you know that an antecedent was done, or a social inquiry. And from that, we have found out that he has for years projected himself or telling people that he was a police, but no one really took him seriously. So in his hometown in St. Catherine, where he's from, you know, he would go around telling persons that he's a police. Yeah. And he would go to other areas as well and do the same, but persons don't normally take him serious. So he...
No, I don't understand. Wait, just a minute. I don't understand what you're saying. Before when?
That's from early days, because
in the early days, yes.
Right, because they say cadet. He was a member of the cadet corps. He was also a member of the police youth club. And from the social inquiry, persons have reported that he has always been obsessed with the police force.
Yeah, he said that.
And always projecting himself as a police.
Yes. So that is before he went to prison.
And I would...
The first time, not before he went to prison.
The first time in between, because the last prison time would have been for impersonating, so it would have been up to that time that he was still. So
before he went to prison the first time, he wasn't obsessed with the police force?
The reports are indicating that he has done it for a very long time. I couldn't give you the specifics to say if that was from 2011, but they say for a very long time. He has always been...
He was always obsessed with the police force?
Obsessed with the police force, and saying that he's
all right. In fact... The time when he went for the gun crime...
Yes.
What Explain that incident to me.
That incident occurred from he attended a function. In fact, it was back in 2012, May of 2012. It was the wake for the late Senior Superintendent Henry, Dayton Henry, and he was at the station. He went into an area where a policeman was at rest, and he stole the firearm. He was held the following day in Old Harbor with that firearm.
He went into the police station and stole the firearm?
While the policeman was at rest.
Oh? Whoa. That was the second time he went to prison?
That was the second time he went to prison.
All right. So, we could take the timeline now. The second time he went to prison was because he going to a police station and thief a firearm.
Right.
The next time he went to prison was that he was trying to con a woman saying that he was a police.
Right.
Because the judge actually said the first person, Chevalier, demote himself from sergeant to corporal. Because him tell the woman that he was higher rank, a sergeant, and then when him hear from the shout, him say again he was a lower rank. So him tell the woman a lie. And the woman report him, and his son now him end up in the prison. The third time. All right, so the first time now, how that work out now?
Well, the first time it was larceny and housebreaking, so I don't think at that time he was posturing as with anything to do with this.
Why you don't think so? Why don't? He couldn't can the people themselves as a police and going to them house?
Well, he was charged for larceny and he broke into a house. So
yeah, that's what
I
saying.
have no evidence at this time to suggest that is the circumstances around that.
Him tell me say that still. I don't know if I must believe him, but when we were in the prison, all of that did come up.
Okay.
This is the thing what bother me about it, in terms of the timeline thing.
Yeah.
That first, I hear that him born 1988. Right? I know that you say you have an official record, but right. I heard that he was born 1988. The second thing is that a warder actually in the station say him know this man from Grand Spain as a police.
From Grand Spain. But even the name, going to Grand Spain now, he told you that wild lane in Grand Spain. I've done some checks with the Grand Spain police as recent as today, and they could not verify a wild lane in Grand Spain.
Yes, we can't verify nothing what him say.
So a lot of what he's...
Is that we are trying,
it seems to be a colorful imagination.
Yeah, I understand, but you see, there must be some... You see, in the colorful imagination, it can't be just pure imagination. There must be something
because
to the
if
matter.
he was a member of the youth club and he has been around police, he will catch on to some of the language. He will see some of the happening. Because even when he told you that he arrested, there were some things, and let's start just examining some of what he spoke about him being a detective and going to the police station, intercepting a force order, putting his name on it. The force order is not something that you would have to go and pick up. Force orders have been published electronically since 2013, and it is something that is published throughout the force. It's not as if there is a one publication that goes to a superintendent only at a station. Every single member of the JCF gets the force order. It's a weekly publication that tells us about the happenings or policies, all the movements within the force. So it is something that all members are privy to, and his account of how he put his name, he intercepted and he went to his friend now, took it to the superintendent. Another thing is this: detectives are the investigative corps is one of the hardest section of the force to infiltrate, because you are basically selected, mentored, coach, and go through formal training to become a detective.
But if you're a con man, you don't have to go through that.
Sorry, go again, please.
If he's a con man, you wouldn't have to go through that.
His job is to try to convince people of...
No, I know that, but what I'm saying, all right, the man who him put in a prison.
Yes.
Any investigation done to find out if this man is him really put the man in a prison? Because the water them show me the man.
The water shows it. Well, that is something that we could look at. But
Yes,
what I have seen here
yeah.
and his interpretation, maybe that man was indeed arrested, but not by him. It couldn't be, because each arrest goes with a case file. For you to get a conviction, it simply means that you would have to go through processes through the criminal justice system.
And as a con man, he couldn't do that. You say as a con man.
Absolutely not.
All right.
Absolutely not.
All right. So why are we told by the police that him is not the only con man who impersonate the police?
Well, we from time to time we charge persons for impersonating the police. This is not a one-off situation.
Yes.
We have had other cases where persons go there, stop motorists. We have had cases in Crossroad where we have arrested persons all over the corporate area, throughout the country. Wherever we identify persons impersonating police, we do arrest and charge them.
And your problem you have is the length of time that I'm talking about.
And all the things that he's putting out here as facts.
We have to agree that he was impersonating the police. So I'm trying to find out.
We do agree that he was impersonating the police.
And
he was convicted for it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the length of time you have a problem with.
Well, we can speak to the fact that he was convicted for it in 2015. As to how long before and where he was doing it, that's another thing, because he probably is in this community saying, "Hey, I'm a police."
All right.
But persons there know that he's not a police.
Can I say it's Miss Garrick or Mrs. Garrick?
It's Miss.
Eh?
Miss.
All right, Miss Garrick.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Make go through something here.
Sure.
A man is a con man. Obviously, him is a big con.
Yeah.
Him can the whole of the police station. Him can the prison. Right? Him can somewhere along the line. Him can the woman who him say I'll get back this and that. Him walk in a police station and thief a policeman gun. Right? What I am saying is that if this man said that he was in the police for so much years and do all of these things, and the police come and say, no, it don't go so. Right? You're not saying that him never do nothing where him say him do. You say that everything where him say him do, it never go so? Or you say him blow up some proportion of the things them?
What I can only speak to what I have here as the facts.
And you say nothing that him say is true?
No, I'm not saying that, because some of the things that he says would go in line of how he was arrested and what he was arrested for.
About the car, about the woman.
Right.
But I'm not talking about that period, I'm not talking about before him to go to prison for the gun.
But you see, before he went to prison for the gun, there are some of the things that he came out saying that cannot be verified just now. We'd have to make further checks.
That's what I am asking now. It's not because you can't verify it means it never happened.
No, that's why I'm saying I would have to make further checks. But some of what he's saying, it just don't add up with what the facts.
What you have there. What you have there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not adding up.
All right.
And given the antecedent that was done on him, that shows that he has this obsession and that he has a way of fancifully putting
things together.
Own
I agree
story.
with you. I understand that. You see? And I am not saying that him is not a liar, and obviously him is a con man. I'm just trying to ascertain that a lot of the things that I went into the prison and heard.
Right.
If nothing what I'm saying inside was true about arresting this man, about being in St. Catherine, Maypen.
Right.
Him was in Maypen, and then him got Clarendon, and all of these things. And that him age is him born 1988.
That's not what the record is showing.
No, I know the record don't show that. I know the record don't show that, but I know can people go to America 12, 13 times, and them get deported 12 times. I know people who go to get dip in Jamaica, and them end up back in New York, and them get dip again and end up back in New York.
All right,
I don't know how them do it, and I love you to do it.
But let me tell you something else that he has spoken of. He spoke about having gone to Maypen to do the entry exam, and that he failed, and he told the inspector that he would come back, and that he went and all of that. Yeah. But there are some things that he said about orderly room. No. The rank of inspector upwards in the JCF is not promoted by the Commission of Police. It is done through the Services Commission, the Police Services Commission. So too is any disciplinary action. So if there was any confrontation, any misdemeanor, anything that warrants remedial action, whether it be it's impunitive or otherwise, that would now be under the purview of the Police Services Commission.
Yeah.
And he spoke about the inspector being brought to the orderly room by him and suspended. No suspension, again, is not something that happens because of administrative defaults, but of things that having to do with criminal in nature. So there are a lot of things that he does. He uses a lot of language that, is known as police language, so he comes off somewhat to someone who is not too affair with what happens in the JCF as being credible, because he's speaking a particular language and he's using words that, you would hear policemen using. So he comes up, and that is the job of a con man. Their job is to sway you from the truth and to make their story believable.
Yes.
And in his case, he has done it because a lot of people are buying into this buffoonery that he puts out.
When you say them buying into it, what you mean?
People are actually putting this information out there, sharing it as this is a credible source.
Because
this man infiltrated the JCF, and this man did it for 8 years.
Yes.
Which is not true. Absolutely not true.
How long you think him did for? Based upon the number that you have now between the last time he got to prison or the time when him get prosecuted to the time him got to prison for the second time.
Well, in 2014, when he got that conviction, I know he made mention that he was in the youth service. I know that he was also a member of the youth club. You mean the conviction for the impersonation? No, 2014 rather, right. So he would have been a youth club member, seemed to me, in that he would have been going to police stations, so functions, meetings, and other things. So maybe during that time he could have been putting himself out there.
And that is how long now? That will be how long?
That would have been from 20. That incident, he got convicted on 2014. The incident happened on 2012. So there's a possibility that he could have been doing it from around then.
2015, him get convicted.
2015 for the impersonating police.
Yeah. So you say that would be like 1 year then.
Right, but even before that, when he was a member of the youth club, he probably was posturing.
It was impersonating also.
Right, so he probably was posturing. It wasn't something that we were aware of at the time to take action.
So we reached a 3 year then.
Right.
Yeah, and we're going to accept the 3 year if him never we're not going to accept it if him did born 1988. That him is not 25 now.
Right.
Because the official record that you have say he's 25.
Say he's 25.
Yes. So we have to look into if him is really 25 or another can give him that. But then
we can't the official record. Of the level of support that has to be put in to have these documents authenticated, I would really go with the 25.
All right. Until you can find something different.
Until.
All right, make I ask you a question now. What him coming on the radio and speak of him, the experience that you know saying is a lie and can thing. What would he be arrested for now?
That would be something that I would definitely have to consult our legal team with. I'm not sure if by him just coming and giving that story, if it tantamounts to any form of criminality, but more probably something with a civil.
Because the police is after him now. I don't know if you know that, but the police, I don't know if it's private man that say them not like him or whatsoever, but you know that he is hunted right now. Like a criminal.
Hunted? How you mean hunted?
Like police is after him, have to be moving here and there and moving.
No, I'm not aware of that. I'm not aware of that.
Okay, all right. So I just want you to know, be aware of it, that him kind of have to move up and down. Because police after him.
Well, probably there's probably some verification, but then I don't know, because his stories are so...
No, but it's not team story, you see.
Okay.
That's what I say now, that every time I talk about him, it's like, everything about him life is can. I know about the can game, you know. I know say he can't can the whole world, but I'm saying that there must be something that the brother say that have some validity about it. And right now, I tell you, say, that him have to be moving.
Okay.
Him have to be moving because it's not him I tell me this, you know.
Well, what I can do is after the program, your producer have my number. If it's something that he would like to speak to me on,
all right, I will try and get him to speak to you. Yes,
I would, right, and
definitely.
And I will consult to ensure that his safety is important. So if he feels threatened in any way, or for him to give some explanation as to why he's been hunted and how he's feeling.
Definitely. So what I'm going to do, as I hang up, I'm going try to figure out if I can find something. I'm good at listen to me, I know, you know. I'm good at listen. So I want him to know, say, you is a one where will investigate why is it that the police is searching for him.
Right.
And what I am hearing is because of what him say, and everybody say I'm a liar and con man, and him a downgrade the JCF and they put them in a disrepute. So therefore, it's not a lovely brother that, and them supposed to just usually do what them feel them could have done. You understand?
No, and I must say that in cases like this, we do what we're doing now. We come and we put the facts out there, we give clarity to the situation, and we ask persons not to do that because there's another implication. The time spent researching, getting all this information together, could be spent solving crime. It takes away from valuable investigative time that should be allotted to solving major crimes. So you can't ignore this. And at the same time, you have other priorities that you would want to be dealing with. So it's counterproductive for us as an organization.
Yeah, all right. I just want to ask you an off-the-wall question now, right? When we had him last week, the JCF sent a thing here to IRFM. That is how now we see that you are now on the radar here, because the refuting, it had to be rebutted. Because of the allegation that this brother. So, him is a con man, he might tell lie, because there's nothing there that him can prove, according to the time lapse and all these things, all right? And you're not saying that he was not a con man, you say the time when I give it, not no go so, all right? So, when I ask you now, is this, I have never done an interview on this program yet.
Yeah.
And the Jamaica Constabulary Force, write the station to say them need to rebut what was said on the interview. It's the first I do an interview, and I've done interviews where people actually accuse the police them of wrongdoings. And I don't hear them the JCF call the station and say what Muta of that brother here I said this on the radio. We need to either charge him for libel or charge the person who has said all that word. Why is it that?
Well, for this one, I actually called the station just to let them know that we're refuting, and I was offered to come on your program, and I gladly took it up because we need to get the facts out there. We have a responsibility for persons to know that the JCF is a disciplined and professional organization and reputable. We have had our challenges, but we work at them. So it's really not kind and it's unfair.
And I understand that.
To the organization. And if we allow this to just stay out there without being addressed, a lot of people who don't know otherwise will take it as fact.
Miss Garrett, I'm saying I understand that somebody called the radio station. You says you called the radio station. I am saying to you that I have done interviews with people on this program. That is worse than where you claim worse than, and no JCF people call the radio station.
Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe we weren't aware of it, but I can tell you.
No. Bigger than him. All right, I can explain something to you. We had Renita Adams on this program here, twice. And Renita Adams make some allegations against the police force, say, him know police in a Montego Bay that is corrupt, that involved with the scam of them, and high-ranking politician. And I never hear nobody call the radio station refuting what him say. That means it's too much talk.
No, it doesn't necessarily be true what he's speaking.
Yeah,
and I can't
nobody
speak to that
call.
specific because I don't know what it is that you are saying, Mr. Adams saying. And
Mr. Adams saying, and I can explain what to Mr.
that
Adams.
needs clarity.
Right.
No, at this time, I wouldn't still, because I would have to, just as I did this when I actually hear it, I
would implore you
did
to
my
go
research and I respond.
All right. If you go up on YouTube, you see?
Yeah.
And Google and put in Mutabaruka and Renita Adams. And listen to what Renita Adams say about the police force and the corruption in a Montego Bay with the police them and the politician them. And tell me if what him say is not worthy of the JCF calling the radio station and rebutting and refuting what him say.
Well, I can tell you this. Going forward, Muta, at any time you need any clarity from the JCF, feel free to call.
I
and
definitely
if it's something
will.
that I hear and I think it needs clarity, I will be calling.
Yeah.
So your producer has my number, the station has my number,
Yes.
and I'm a public servant and I'm only too happy to serve.
And thank you very much. I love your voice. Really, I'd love to meet you. And I hope you wear khaki.
I do, and I'm an assistant superintendent.
Because what happened now, I am going to try and get anywhere where they are listening to the phone.
Yeah.
If him could have just we get some communication with him, and I will make sure that you have it, and then you can rectify him being an outlaw because do an interview on the radio. Okay?
And the interview is not being an outlaw because he did. There were some facts that were not presented the way they should have.
Yeah, so they must say Mr. Kalman.
But I look forward to having a discussion with him because maybe there is some intervention that we can get for him.
Yeah, it's just that man say, it's like man are threatening him. In other words, man are threatening him.
We take threats seriously. So
right.
Tell him, please, reach out to us, give us a call,
yes,
and we will have the necessary
He might listen. I think he might listen.
Interest.
Thank you very much, Miss Garrick.
You're most welcome.
Okay, give thanks.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that is that. We at the advertisement, our ticket. Yes, this is the stepping razor, the art of war. Yes, people. So we hear the next side of the story. So I just, I forgot to just figure it out. I don't know. There's certain things that I agree, say the youth is a con man to the highest level, but him could be a con man to the highest level. Because apparently him is a con man to the highest level. But really, I saw. Why is it that this youth obviously she say it is because him tell some lies and it really affect this, but it was necessary to call the radio station. It was necessary to call the radio station to refute what this former prisoner convict say. So I don't know, when the former policeman say what him say, nobody called the radio station. I thought that when I hear Renita Adams talk, I thought say Cabo would have called me upstairs and said, look here, the radio station is a big problem, Yes. The radio station and Debbie Ann is very worried. As a matter of fact, she's planning to really see if she can replace you. Because they are now saying that you don't have to go pay how much millions of dollars. And you know that IRFM do have millions of dollars. It's little thousands of dollars IRFM have. You understand? So I don't know what we're going to do. Muta, we have to let you go. But I heard none of that. I did not hear none of that. The accusations. Remember a radio station, a former prime minister sue a radio station, for millions of dollars because of something the man say, You see it? And I say, ratted. You mean some really allow already to have to talk them things about police corrupt and look bad to go be here. And him say, him no. Him never say him here, Ready to Adam say, him no. And I say, okay, all right. Please make Cabo in the bathroom and never hear that part there. We don't walk away. I say, ratted, Shabara. Shamara, good I have a problem, I know, because you're going to hear say she make she make Renita Adams come for the radio, come say what you want to say. We should have nothing to do with nothing. But we never hear nothing. And wow, how long will you have Renita Adams? From in January, already? A 2 times we have him. I don't hear nothing about it, but the little youth, him look like him step on some, I mean, me don't know. And me know says a rotted can you that. Is a can you to the highest level. Is a can you to the highest level, Rasta. Because fear brother stir up the imagination. If him have imagination, that's all. Trust me. Me need him to come imagine $1 million so make it $1 million. Yes, me need it. Because the whole of it broke here right now. All Brian. You know much time I see Brian pan his number, I say, me so make it. And them are posting him tear up close to, you know. Brian, the pan the Instagram are posting him tear up. See them, me so make it. You want to find the brethren. You want to find him. Make you make it. Yes. But I tell you. Anyway, we continue the journey. This is the stepping razor. And this will not play before the whole heap of things start. I love the lady, Mrs. Garrett. Miss Garrett, though, I have to go remember her name, you know. Delia Garrett, I have to go remember her name. Is which part of her office there? Shamara, is which part of her office there? Where? Where TCU there? Where CCU there? Which part of Kingston? I know Kingston big, you know, I turn up Kingston and say, this is your office. Tell him, him job, him lose the place where him work, where him live. And it's like, me I try contact him, and if me I try the next day, me I hear him and say, boy, him have to move because this and that, him can't go back to a certain area. I don't know if he scan him or can me again. But him say him in a problem. So I hope him a listen that him can make me put him on to this lady. And the lady sounds very serious about, you know, getting this straight about this threat on him life and threat of arrest and all these things. Okay. So we want to come off of that thing there and talk about something else. A virgin called me last night and I talked about the artists them. Oh, and we're not talking about the Rasta, we're talking about the artists who say them are Rasta now. We're not talking about the one them who are not Rasta. You understand? The one them who go on like, you know, them say one thing and I do the other thing. Now my contention with this, you know, is that a man have to sing something and live by the something, you know. Because he's an artist, he can't do anything. But when a man project himself, not just in music, no, he might project himself as a guardian of what we call righteousness and morality in relationship to a movement as an artist now, then we have a problem with it. So I bet you not call me and say, Muta, it's where I go out with the rest of them. The artists them look like them sell out this thing here. What am I talking about? He must say, and it's true, he must say, some of them promote some show, and when them look on the Rasta artists, them rider. For those of you who don't know what a rider is it's almost like a contract where you give the promoter, say, this is what you want, this is the kind of instrument, them, kind of speaker, and where you want the changing room. He must say, Muta, how is it that these man, them say them are Rasta, and all the part of them rider is anything and wine and all them something there. And me I say, you know what's the bridge, you know what true you talk, because I remember I talked to a promoter and I said, promoter, what's happening, man? Muta, what is with this Rasta brethren? There was a time when they asked for orange juice and fruits and thing. No. Hennessy and wine is the thing. And then he must say now that the Hennessy and the wine is the thing. And when the show done, you know, all the fruits and the orange juice and everything left in the changing room. You could have go and market and sell it after. So it's where I go on. I mean, I tell you, say, some Rasta man where people look upon and say, yes, I'm a Rasta. You understand? How come it reached a stage, you know, where Rasta asks for anything upon him rider, and when him done chant, Joe Rastafari, I'm going to go get drunk. No, it's a terrible thing that. A terrible, terrible thing that. Because right now it come like junk is the state to go. Junk is the way to go now. I mean, we can't say Brian get junk, you know, because he have no commitment to nothing. More than he want to make it. And by any means necessary. Like 50 cents. But when I say now, when a man jump up on the stage and a ball out Jah Rastafari, when he come off a stage, he tell the woman when nothing do with them to do and take off that and put on that and this and this and that. And then he might drink medicine and get drunk and all them bridge them everybody gone at the hotel room with all the pints and left the good old fruits them and the water and the juices, the apple juice and the orange juice and them thing there. The man vex. And the brethren called me from Atlanta yesterday. He vex like what? Kaima says, we are going. There was a time when artists come to Atlanta and them thing then. When you go in at the changing room, appear fruits and nuts and all them something there. Now when the artists left, appear fruits and nuts left. I tell you, it's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. We don't know where we are going. We don't know where we are going, boy. I tell you, take it away. Yes, Ian.
Ian, step in.
Yeah, blessed.
Give thanks to Zamuta.
Why is it?
Long time I don't get to talk with the man.
Why? You know, phone
every time I call, man, I put up on words until I just say work out, but I give thanks to you.
You're still young. Where I say?
Manchester, William Steele, David Tanya. Just be a yell as usual, you know?
All right, so give thanks.
So enough respect here.
All that you want? All right, give thanks. What a quick call, man. So I can't tell me enough respect. 2 minutes.
Ota.
Yes.
Ota.
Yes.
Hey, you know, sir. Like how the police really say it's true, right?
Yeah.
When you think about it still, if them like in conviction them, the first one, the second one, when you put in them the two of them, you know, because the 8 year would have stretched back then from 2000, so it got to about 2007, he must say him start impersonate, right?
Yeah.
And about 2 years would have gone out there, so for the two convictions there, so. Well, I don't know if you talk about them. But when we
said they are prison for 2 times.
Before, okay. When me listen to the interview, then if him not impersonate police, how he get to go in the same time?
Or him get to go where?
Yeah.
No, it's an and a half. Him in that prison, so him couldn't get to impersonate him. So when him come out, him start back him thing. Can you remember
him back again?
So remember him saying that the police training something before him do the criminal thing, them, you know. Yeah.
But because when him do attack you, you know, I have to listen back to you. But remember, one time, when he just start talk, and you ask him some questions, like, when he said in that Spanish talk for 2 years, right? And in tire light and in transfer himself, go, I'm here paying or lynch,
something like that.
One of them two, right? But when time, he said, I can do about 6 months. And the crime scene, the crime scene thing, and the one where tell himself come back now, come there. And but when you say, well, on the brethren, and you ask him, say, how long you know force when them thing the crime scene thing, when I tell him I left in crime scene. Me went there when you attack me, I say, Muta, I don't know 2.5 years that Muta the man saying the 2, so me I got along, you know. Come here, I said, me should have went there and I stood up and said, Muta, 2.5 years. But then right away, me hear him say, no, about 4 years, Muta. About 4, I mean, I said, then both hold that hard up. We could have said, well, my head went Ghana, but me don't know, I have to go, maybe if I go back and listen to the tape, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Plus, when him did say, his name when call, like him would say, Mackenzie, I think, or whatever. And you would have asked him, say, when you say, what you say? And I say, well, him did I use a year that, in Mackenzie, if I make up a profile. Mackenzie, but when you go at him, I say, Myers, I'm sure he said Myers. And I'm going to get 2 different names. But me I say, maybe him just kind of mixed up. You know? Because when he said, when he said Myers, when
why him go to prison? Why him go to prison the second time? Not the second time, the third. Why them charge him for impersonation the third time now? A woman, apparently, him tell a woman, say, about some car business. I saw it go, some car.
Yeah.
And him tell her, say, I think him tell her, say, I'm a sergeant. Right? But when now, she go to the police station, when some WhatsApp thing go on, and him say, I'm a corporal. So she kind of get suspicious now about it, and say, but wait, him tell me, say, I'm a sergeant, it's a corporal. and waiting. So when she go to the police station now, at so now, them go come find out now, say, but wait, him an impersonator. So they start them all upon him. This is after him did I impersonate the police, you know. But now, I have a problem with the age where she said, oh.
Yeah, go on, what, 3 years?
No, I talk about the age of the man, how much year old him is. That is the problem I have.
Yeah.
When she say
I'm 25,
no.
must say I'm 29.
No, him say I'm 29? Yeah.
Then if I 88, he must say him.
Yeah, I'm 29.
29, 30. And then I say, well, I'm 92, so I'm 25. That.
Anyway.
So is he that enjoying the force when I'm 14 or when I'm 19?
When I'm 17?
15. No. They must say, if about 8 years when I do it, then they would have joined the force when I'm 15. He must say I'm 19. He must 19 when he joined.
Yeah. Because you can't join the force when you're 18. But maybe him never join the force, that may I say.
No, me I say when him say him do the other.
Yeah, me know, but when me I say in terms of joining, he never join nothing. Maybe just a police out there.
Back from 2015.
Yeah, me understand what you say. You say, him is just a man out there who do a thing, and I try a thing, go around the place and I do a thing, and I go like this and go like that. You understand? Arrest people and this and that. And then it get caught up with him. You know, the thing with it is that him go in a police station and take with a police gun. I don't know that possible still.
Maybe I just know him and say, well, I give him the game gun, but...
Eh?
Oh man, it's possible, man. But no, when you say that to me, I want to one of my brethren.
No, wait, me never say it not possible. Me say him do it.
Because me have a brethren, a Spanish town, he went there, and he made me some film gun out of film locker.
No,
so
but this watch out.
The police officer tell you that me I wonder if I went for
no, but wait, the police when thief the gun from the inner the station when them do it, you know. I change clothes.
Yeah, but
I saw him get arrested, you know. I saw him get arrested the second time, you know.
The gun.
Yeah. The police gun. I think it's a woman.
But that youth the last night, bro.
Which youth?
You know which one I like to?
You have to go call back, you know. You have to go call back. A music news, you have to go call back, yeah?
All right.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Yes, we want to tell you that the hour between 4 and 5 is brought to you by Guinness, made of more. Humanitarian, we're going to come back to humanitarian. We have a sister on the line. If you remember that last year, I think, our son was shot point blank, cold-bloodedly by a security guard, and our son is highly clocking who was bipolar. Now, after his death, she decided that she's going to really put the effort to make people aware of this bipolar disease, and she started a foundation. And Sunday, we went to the launch of this foundation in St. Elizabeth. We want to talk to her. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Muta.
How you do? I hear that you're back in New York?
I am back in New York this morning.
Okay. So when you're coming back to Jamaica?
I'm coming back in June because it marks a year. June 23rd, Hailey was killed in Cheapside in St. Elizabeth. So in his memory again, I'll be unveiling a bench in his honor.
Okay. Right at the spot?
At the spot where he was killed in Cheapside on the 23rd of June.
Yes. All right, refresh the people in mind about what transpired here last year, June.
Okay, last year, June, greetings everyone and listenership of the great Mutabaruka. It's my pleasure to be on this program. On Friday last year, June 23rd, at approximately 4:52 p.m., when the sun was still up, Hailey, my son, he climbed onto an armored vehicle, guardsman armored vehicle. It was in motion in front of the Junction police station. but they were in traffic, so he climbed onto the front of the vehicle, looked in onto the occupants, and then went onto the roof and, stood up, and then they drove off with him for approximately a mile, went onto the district of Cheapside in St. Elizabeth. He came back down off of the armored vehicle the same way he went up, onto the bonnet and onto the street, and he knelt in the street and he apologized for his actions according to witnesses, because I wasn't there, but the witnesses said, he said, "I apologize for my actions. Please don't kill me. I'm going to see my son." That was some of the words that they said he said. He was ordered to get up off of his knees. He was kneeling on his knees, they said, for about 5 minutes or more. And when he got up off of his knees with his hands up in the air, well, prior to that, I heard that the passenger guard came out and kicked him. So that's when he went on his knees. And then the driver, who is currently charged for murder, he ordered him up on his feet. So he had his hand in his ear, upright now. And that's when he shot him in his face. The bullet went into his mouth, and it severed its 6 vertebrae, according to the post-mortem reports, and he died instantly.
Wow. And you said the man is charged for murder?
Yes, it's currently, the case is in court, and yes, he has been charged for murder, but the trial has not yet begun.
Okay.
So.
All right. So, and your son was bipolar according to medical diagnosis and things?
Yes, he was diagnosed while he was in college in York University.
Yes.
That's in Toronto, Canada.
Okay.
He was diagnosed. So, yes.
Yes. And that is, bipolar, that's something will continue. I mean, it on and off, right?
Yes, it has its moments. So, you will not be able to see that he is bipolar like on a regular basis.
Yes.
But when he has a relapse, you will see him do different, what you'd want to say, not regular things,
Right.
but in a spiritual way, he would be a little quieter, probably a little, like not sleeping as much as you should for a normal, regular human being. Like he would burn out himself doing things like writing his books. So it's not all the time he would display this action.
Okay.
It does come and go because they have swing moods,
Right.
up and down.
So you set up a foundation now in honor and memory of him. What are you going to do with that foundation? What is the purpose of the foundation?
Okay, thank you, Muta. First of all, I have lost my only son. I cannot get him back. It is painful. It is horrible. But Harley was a very loving and giving person, and he would want me to do for others with his disease what I can do. And this foundation, with members in Jamaica, and we also have one registered in New York as well, we aim to help to educate, first of all, family members about this disease and how best they can support the family member who is stricken with this disease.
Okay.
Because Hailey had us for 16 years. He has been diagnosed for 16 years. We were aware that he has this disease. Many of the community people were not aware, but we were aware that, and most of the thing about it, a lot of people do have it, but have not been diagnosed.
Yes.
It was just by chance, and because he was in college, why they saw something different.
Yes,
so a lot of people might have it and just don't know, but it's very important for me to let family members know. Do not discard of them.
Yes.
We never did that to Hailey.
Well, I realize
do not
that.
put them away. Yes, support them. Support them as much in whatever talents they have. And this is what the foundation is about. We would like to go around the island and do lecture series on how best and how do they cope with them and how to seek medical assistance.
Yes. And you say that June is the 1 year since it happened?
Yes. We'll be unveiling a bench at Cheapside with his, where they can sit. Right now, 2 palm trees are planted. When I came back to Jamaica on the 24th, the morning, he was killed on Friday. And the Saturday when I came, and I saw the blood running in the road.
Wow.
We had to plant 2 palm trees right at the spot because he loved flowers and beauty and scenery. And so those palm trees are doing so very well.
Okay.
But Muta, when I stop to water them sometimes when I visit Jamaica, I hear the people calling out, we water them already. I feel so good because that's a community that held on to the truck. That now we could have somebody responsible for the death of Haile Amifika Clackin. So I thought I would want to put something functional that they could sit and relax.
Of course.
And in the evening, after unveiling the bench will be officially unveiled by the Member of Parliament, Frank Witter. In the evening, JCDC, with our involvement, is going to put on a concert on the football field so that people can enjoy and just expound themselves about their talent.
Okay, well, when time comes, you have to remind me.
Yes, I will.
If I'll be here, I'll be there again.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, so we say give thanks, give thanks, and, I really appreciate. I want to tell you something too, It's 2 things I want to tell you. You see that melon they want to give me, are the heaviest melon me ever get in my life. No exaggeration. The melon every till, trust me, the melon every man. And then the next thing, from we left there till me reach my yard, I take 4 and something hours, almost 5 hours reach my yard. The rain never stop at all. And I have never driven in so much water. When I reach, that road from Duane Park, we go back on Reddings Road and so.
Yes.
It's like I was driving in a river, man.
And that is why I am so grateful, Muta, because my son respected you a lot. And the first person I thought about when we decided on launching this foundation was you.
Yeah, man,
and you readily said yes. And for the effort that you and Professor Hicklin had put out to come and really join with us in this great effort to help Jamaicans. 1 life is lost, but many more will be saved.
Give thanks.
I thank you so very much, and I hope you enjoyed that melon. On your wine.
Wait there. Jackie juice the whole of the melon with some ginger there, and I drink it like water, man.
Well, you will get more Muta.
No, I'm telling you, me never live up a melon, so if I mean I exaggerate, I eat melon from me a little picnic, and me never live up a melon, so every yet. I don't know.
Well, it was our pleasure. It was our pleasure to give you that.
It's one to put in the melon. It's one to put in the melon. It look like when to put some dissolving stone in there.
His love is the great love of
all right, give thanks, yeah?
Yes, Muta. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was Lilith Clackin, who started a foundation for our late bipolar son, Haile Clackin, who was murdered by a security guard in St. Elizabeth. Terrible thing. So, we'll continue this journey. So, our brethren say, Muta, I have a cousin who did want to be a policeman when him grow up. So, him start to impersonate police at the age of 15. Him have big body, look well, mature. Muta, police arrest him. And him went to boy home in Chulani. Him have good behavior. Him leave boy home at age 17 and half, 17 and a half. As he come from boy home, his mother sent him to the USA. Him find himself into a security company. And right now him have him own security company in a Jamaica. And it a do well. Wow. Long time criminal turned security company owner. Serious thing. So that is really I want to show me an example of a man who impersonates a police and then end up becoming the owner of a security company. Magma. So we're going to click the clip, Click the clip. You ready for it? Brian, you ready for this?
Yes.
You ready for it? You sure you ready for it? Eh?
Click it.
No, make you hear who they on that. Make you see who they on that. Yes, El.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good. How you doing?
I'm good.
I think you sound
You?
bright. Eh?
Hello?
Yeah, mommy, I hear you. You sound bright.
Yeah, man, I tell you, say, Saturday night I'm a scamp. Turn up.
Oh, you did there.
Yeah, I'm going to tell us something I'll come. Yeah, where you going up in a Starbucks.
Oh, you have called me somebody upon Cool FM Starbucks.
Yeah. I call if I tell us, xylophone. Look at performance, it's short, but it's nice.
Sweet, 3 tune.
Huh?
3 tune, she go and go.
Yeah, man.
She will have one.
Yeah, man. So all the crowd of that 3 tune. That take 3 more faster, she do them 3 there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man.
So you enjoy the show?
I have to call you and tell you.
You right, sweetie, man?
Ooh, yeah. Just I'm enjoy the show from start to finish.
All right, mama. Give thanks.
And Marcia ever look fresh and young.
Then she not fresh and young, man.
Yeah, man.
She fresh and young, man. All right.
But I think I last one, you know. Now I bring one more.
You have more people. I see them
like, if them drop it, you take it up.
Me?
Yeah.
Me not take up nobody drop, you know. Me not take it up when nobody drop or go. I don't want to you look up on somebody if you go pick them up. So that's how it go. Anyway,
sure, I love them party they do.
Yes, that's true, man. And the place caught.
All right, you take care.
Yeah, mama, give thanks.
Enough love.
I remember that. Click it. Yeah, this is the stepping razor, the art of war. So we're going to click the clip, you know. You ready for that one, yo? You ready for that clip, yeah?
We are live with life like every day soap opera. Some women say them bold and beautiful. Some are going like they young and reckless. But I got news to tell you. If you're vexed with me, you're lucky. Someone who want here when you go get the man, when you go get the land, when you go get the house. I have a man for you. His name is Jesus. But you don't want Jesus. You don't want Jesus. You want cartel. They hug up Uncle Demon. And some of them are girls, yeah. I live like dog. Have sex like dog. Lie down like dog. Man use you like dog. Cause some of the woman don't have nothing about you know. Every day they dress up like Kentucky. In a HBO. Here belong to others. Borrow here. Borrow nail. Borrow eyelash. Borrow everything. Cause you can't buy down the road. Don't catch man like dog. Escape hell. Amen. You can borrow and flock from a church, but you can borrow clothes. If go road, go broke it down. If go catch man, all in a get up, a rub off, on a kin. We make man see you. If man can't see you, oh God make you. Tell them to follow the rhythm and take with us.